Are y'all ready? College Block, College Block, College Block, College Block Network. The 50 Block Connection. College Block, College Block, College Block Network. The 50 Block Connection.
Hello, thank you for watching another edition of College Block. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Mr. Reginald Bush. He is the new director. Let me tell you again, new director of the White Plains Community Action Program. So for those that do not know what the Community Action Program does, Mr. Bush is here to explain what this program does for the community of White Plains, and also they have branches throughout Westchester, as well as they're getting ready to kick off the summer with an extravagant event. It's a cultural event for the entire community. So as of right now, I'm going to introduce my guest, Mr. Reginald Bush.
Thank you so much.
All right.
How are you? Good.
Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Right. So as of right now, I was probably introduced to you because I've actually volunteered to partake in this particular festival, which is going to be at Gardella, correct?
Correct.
On Ferris Avenue in White Plains.
Correct.
Can you just give a little bit of background on what this cultural event represents, and why do you feel that this is going to be something important for the community of White Plains?
Sure. I should mention first and foremost that it is June 4th,
Yeah.
Which is a Saturday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., again, at Gardella Park. And my thought in this was, as I was thinking about the Ferris Avenue corridor, there's many facets of people on that corridor.
Yes, it's true.
We have African Americans, we have Haitian, we have Africans, we have Mexicans, we have Dominicans, we've got, we have some Italian population, so we've got a wide array
Yes.
of individuals. And I've, my belief is that sometimes people don't understand others and sort of have racial biases.
Right, misconceptions.
Because
Yes.
they don't understand their culture, they don't understand, what they do and why they do it. And so while there is no over the top or blatant tensions on Ferris Avenue as it relates to cultural differences and such, I thought that it would be important to bring out all of those facets of individuals and people to one place so that we can experience some of those cultural foods.
Yes.
On one side.
Fabulous.
Yes. But on the other side, experience the cultural entertainment that they enjoy in their backyards or in their front yards back home. And so we've got several acts lined up, from singing, dancing, stepping, and when we talk about culture, we also have to remind ourselves that culture is just not from where you are. There's also other cultures, like hip hop is a culture.
Right.
Skateboarding is a culture.
Right.
And so we want to bring all of that together at one place, at Gardella Park, again on June 4th, 2 to 6, and be able to display all of these things. And certainly, while the focus is Ferris Avenue and that corridor, we certainly are extending are open hands and arms to the total White Plains community.
Wonderful.
And we're hoping that people from all parts of the city, Fair City here, will come out and join us. There is no rain date, so
Okay.
if it rains, bring your umbrella or your poncho, and we're going to still do our thing.
Gotcha. Now, from what you explained to me, this is the first annual event.
Correct.
So more than likely, after this one, there'll be a follow-up to this.
We're hoping that, and I wanted to sort of get a sense of how this is going to go. I mean, obviously the focus is on the cultural thing, but when I started to sort of churn this in my head, you know, there's many things that happen throughout White Plains during the summer months.
Yes.
And so when I started to think about when would you do this, you know, that kind of stuff, it dawned on me that, you know, hey, why not let White Plains Community Action Program and Ferris Avenue kick off the summer with this cultural festival? So we are kicking off summer on June 4th, unofficially, in the city of White Plains with this cultural festival to bring all of the folks out. And of course, the following week, we have the Juneteenth festivities, and then summer just, you know, rolls right on from there.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Next thing we'll be looking up and it'll be boom, 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 4th of July, right?
Excellent. Yeah. So I got a inside overview of what the layout is. And, you know, being that I've attended events, I've been to different events, from what you explained and from what I'm saying as far as the layout is concerned, it is something very unique, and it is something, you know what I mean, that's you know what I mean, that's very exclusively tailored, and it's like a gumbo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I love gumbo.
Yeah. So,
don't you love gumbo?
Yeah, I love gumbo.
Yeah.
So
don't you love gumbo?
and I believe that your concept and your idea is very strong, and I believe this can work because, as you said, Ferris Avenue is a very diverse. It's a small block, it's a strip, but it has a lot of cultural representation on that one block.
I also think to some degree, and maybe to some degree this was partially true, you know, several years ago, that some people have the misconception about what goes on Ferris Avenue. Ferris Avenue is a neighborhood of hardworking people, with just the melting pot, I will say.
Yes.
You know, of just various people. So we also want to display, you know, and invite people up on the hill to Ferris Avenue, get to spend a day at Gardella Park. There's actually quite a number of businesses on Ferris Avenue.
Definitely.
And so, you know, maybe it'll give people a chance who haven't been to Ferris Avenue or who just drive by, going to the Bronx River Parkway, to stop by.
Yes.
Say hello to us. And yeah, the other thing is that the White Plains Community Action Program, which is housed in the Madison House,
Yes.
is certainly driving this thing. But we certainly want to make sure that we're promoting cultural harmony and all that stuff. We also want to engage, and I've talked to Dr. Cloette from the school district about how we might involve the children
Wonderful.
Of the
This is
school
great.
system. Frank Williams, who's been a great mentor to and for me since I've come here, has gotten on board with supporting this. Right from my brain, he said, "Reggie, I love this idea. Let's do this. Let's make it work."
This is great. This is great. Now, since we got an idea of what your cultural event is, I want you to explain to our viewers what the Community Action Program is, because it's a program that's been around for quite some time, and it's kind of almost like an underground thing. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it's purposely done like that,
No.
or because of doing events like this, you're trying to let the community know that, for one, you exist, and let the community know that you have services that serve the community. So, you know, give us an idea of what the Community Action Program is and your job as a director, what that entails.
Long hours, first of all. But yeah, no. Let me start by saying that Westchester Community Opportunity Program, also known as WestCOP, is the umbrella, our parent organization.
Okay.
And under that umbrella, and by the way, WestCOP has been around for the last 45 years. Under the WestCOP umbrella, there's 11 different community action programs, to which White Plains is one. White Plains was one of the original CAPs that opened under the WestCOP umbrella, and actually very, very long ago, back in 1965. Initially, it was under Urban League, and then it fell under the city of White Plains, and then eventually it came under the umbrella of WestCOP.
Right.
But we are a local community action program located at 70 Ferris Avenue. 914-428-7030 is our number. And what we are charged to do is to take a look at the specific communities. I mentioned that there's 11 of them. So
Yes.
in all but one is in Westchester County. But we are to take a look at our immediate community and figure out the needs, services, and programs that we need to help those who are less deserving, less fortunate, transitional, hard to serve, all of those individuals that sometimes no one wants to deal with.
Right.
That's who we serve. So and coming to White Plains, unlike Mount Vernon, where I was at as the assistant director for the year previous to coming to White Plains, White Plains, don't take any offense, Mount Vernon, but White Plains is a very well-oiled machine, and it has to be. It's the hub of Westchester.
Yes.
By the way, White Plains Community Action is going to become the hub of the WestCOP CAP. But so one of the things that I didn't want to do, and when I mean and say that it's well oiled, is there's a very specific program and programming for the Youth Bureau that does a tremendous job with things across the city. There is a very well-oiled machine in Centro Hispanico. Hi, Isabel. And so when I thought about that, I said, I need to bring something to the table that no one else is doing. So when I started to peel that back, some of the things that I've come up with is we have an emergency food pantry. If you are an individual or family who has food pantry, I'll say rights, those hours don't coincide with people who work.
Right.
Now let's put this on the table as well, because some people think that the food pantry are for people who are homeless or unemployed, or that's not true. So when I thought about that, and if you can't get to these various pantries that's around town during the morning hours, which is usually when they are served, you can come to 70 Ferris Avenue, the White Plains Community Action Program. We have an emergency food pantry. We also, next month, are about to kick off one night, which is going to be Wednesday evenings. Every Wednesday evening from 5 to 7, our food pantry will be open. So again, it's for people that are in emergency situations. If you are shy of a few days of your normal distribution, you can come over and see us at White Plains Community Action, White Plains CAP, and get some emergency food. That's one thing. I am about to undertake and sit on what's called the reentry team. And the reentry team, because we deal with transitional individuals from a number of levels. Individuals who may have been laid off, who need some type of revamping of their skills career-wise. We've got employment and training that we can send those individuals to. But this transitional thing is also, we've outreach to people who are incarcerated who are now coming back out into the world, and we already know that those individuals face an uphill battle. We've got a couple of programs that it doesn't matter whether you've been incarcerated or not, that we will train them, we get them certified, and eventually get them linked with some place that will give them employment so that they can get back into the fold of everyday living. We also do a GED program for people who need help with GED prep. We're engaged with the Youth Bureau with an after-school program. I'm about to, in June, we're going to open up finally our computer lab, which is going to have classes that evolve around people who don't know how to use the computer, who need resume writing or resumes, teach them how to interview. There is one person in my office specifically dedicated to that. And people who need to learn about email and the internet and the pitfalls of all that.
This is great.
And then just the outreach, not only to the residents of the Madison House, but to the Summit House down the street and to the Ferris Avenue corridor. One other thing, we get donations from Bed Bath & Beyond. So people who are in need of bedding, small appliances, they can come. We do ask for small donations so that we can continue to run our day-to-day thing. But we do have that available for people from 11 to 3 o'clock every day. And we also, for people who have new apartments, or just, we know that some people fall into the category of, bed bugs have been a problem recently with families, and sometimes they've got to throw furniture out. We have a connection. The only agency here in the city that has the connection into Furniture Share, which is out at the county airport for new and gently used furniture. So again, the things that I've mentioned are all things that in one form, facet or the other, no one else is doing here in the city. And we hope that you come over and see us at 71st Avenue.
Now there's another component that you have that I don't think it's specifically for the elderly, but you have like you help them with their Con Edison.
Geez, how could I forget that? Thank you for reminding me. So yes, we do, and again, the only agency that does this in the city of White Plains, we do what's called HEAP, Home Energy Assistance Program. The Home Energy Assistance Program is for individuals and families who are having problems with their heating bills. Now, there are people who have a misconcept that only applies to folks who rent. That's not true. Yes, it is for those individuals and families. However, if you are a homeowner and you are in need of oil and you can't purchase it, or if you fall behind in your bill, or if your boiler has broken down and needs servicing, you need to come and see us at White Plains Cap. And there's a process, with application and stuff, but we do offer that to the White Plains community. The other thing that we offer, which is a once in a lifetime one-shot deal of up to $200 with what's called Energy Share. Now, Energy Share is specific only to Con Edison bills. And you can't, Travis, come to us and say, well, I've got this $160 bill, and we'll take care of that, and then 3 months later come and say, hey, but you still owe me another $40 to make up to $200. It's up to $200, once in a lifetime one-shot deal. We also do eviction prevention. We've got a direct pipeline into DSS.
This is great.
And so people who are struggling with their rents and falling in arrears and that kind of stuff, we do actively have a number of connections in the community that we're able to help those individuals and families.
Wonderful. Now, for our viewers out there, excuse me, for our viewers out there that are watching, specifically for this particular festival on
June 4th.
June 4th, right? I'm sure you're going to need volunteers, right?
We absolutely will, and we would certainly ask that any of you who would like to join us in volunteering for this wonderful, and I've just got this real gut feeling that you had mentioned earlier on, annual. Yeah, we're planning on doing this every year. So every year you will have the opportunity to kick off and launch summer with the White Plains Cap at the annual cultural festival. But yes, we do need would like volunteers. Again, the number 914-428 7030 is our office number. We'd love to see you. Come by and say hello. And one day, if you're not doing anything, we urge you to do that. We also urge any of the business and professional individual and groups that if you have product or if you have services that you'd like to display on June 4, and we're going to be reaching out next week to a number of businesses and such across the city, but we're hoping that we can bring that segment of the community in. We've got Ribs R Us, which is a new place on Ferris Avenue that's one of our food sponsors, which is great.
Right.
We've got Hudson Health, who's going to also do some stuff which is important as relates to people's health and that kind of thing.
This is great.
And a couple more that's escaping me now. They're going to kill me when I get off the set. But anyway, flyers are going to be out next week across the city. We're doing Facebook stuff. We're doing Twitter stuff. So people are going to learn about this, and hopefully, again, they're going to come out and on June 4th, and we're hoping that we'll be able to signify June 4th with the kickoff of summer by it being a bright, sunny, warm June day.
Wonderful. Now, originally you explained to me that you are a resident of White Plains?
No, actually, I'm a resident of Ossining. I'm a native of Ossining, born and raised. In fact, I just and I do a bunch of stuff in my native Ossining community. I just learned last week. I've been an advocate for affordable housing for the last 16 years with an organization called IFCA, also known as Interfaith Council for Action. So on May 19th, I'm actually receiving quite a distinguished award.
Congratulations!
Thank you for those services. But I also sat on the African American Advisory Board, which is directly plugged in with the Board of Legislators here in White Plains and Westchester County, and the county executive, and also President Emeritus for Howard University Alumni Association, Westchester Rockland. So I've been involved in my personal life and spare time. I'm not sure if I know what spare time is. It's kind of like the thing with, I think it was Robin Harris or somebody that said, "What's spare change?" Right? Yeah, but anyway, I digress. I've been an advocate for education, the youth, and affordable housing.
Right.
And when you couple all that together, there's huge tasks, and there's just so many people that are in need of those kinds of services and things that we're just busy all the time.
Right. Now, speaking about our youth, what type of ideas or services or future plans do you have for the youth?
Okay, good question. And I'd like to announce two things, actually, additionally announce, which we're going to try to get the youth involved with on Ferris Avenue and in the Madison House. But on May 20th, we're going to begin an every other week program where we're going to start from 12 to probably about 4 or 5 at the Madison House. We're going to have a fish fry. And it's for people that, don't eat meat for religious purposes on a Friday, but it's also for those folks that want to have a good fish sandwich or fish dinner. I'm actually cooking, along with a few of my other staff members. But we want to make sure that people can come over and get a fish sandwich for lunch. And if you don't want to cook for dinner, come on over to 70 Ferris, the community room, which is down at a lower level, and let White Plains Cab serve you dinner. The prices are going to be very nominal, and we think that it'll be something that'll take on and be just a hit during the summer. But we want to engage our youth to have them understand, the how to cook nutritionally, how to cook safely, that kind of stuff. Springboarding off of that, sometime in August, and I've got someone looking into the actual day or evening that we're going to go, but I'm going to take 15 youth, young males, pardon me, females, nothing against you. We're going to do something with you guys later, but it's sort of a mentoring program where we're going to take 15 youth down to see a Yankee game. And, you know, again, you know, specifically our boys. You know, a couple of years ago, with a good friend of mine who wrote for Newsweek and wrote a book, Peg Tyre, did a book called Our Boys in Trouble.
Yes.
And it looked at, you know, some of the differences with boys and girls, and why are our boys so far behind? You know, and it's a snowball effect. You know, I'm a firm believer that you've got to catch individuals when they're in middle school. You can't catch them when they get to high school. You know, because in many cases it's too late. You know, and there's too many of our young people, not just the boys, our young people, but the boys specifically, that, you know, in 10th, 11th grade, you know, reading at 3rd and 4th grade reading level, can't write a full sentence. I mean, it's heartbreaking. And so part of that thought pattern is that we need to reach out and touch these boys and make sure that we are having them understand that there's people that care about them, that it's important that they get an education, because, you know, it really is true that power is knowledge. You know, I did a near 20-year career at IBM, and, you know, I have 2 degrees from Howard University, and a number of certificate programs. And I worked in the research segment. And I sat at that table with scientists and researchers, and nowhere did I feel inferior to anyone because I had the knowledge. Once you have it, no one can take it away from you. And that's what's so important. And we just need to make sure that we are staying behind these young folk, period, but the boys in specific, because they seem to be having a much harder time of acclimating. I mean, and it's not that I'm picking on the young boys, particularly boys of color. Let's put it right to what it is. We know that there's been a tremendous decrease in matriculations to not just historically black colleges, but to colleges across the country.
Yes.
With black males. You know, there's a tremendous upsurge in black male dropout rates. And I'm here to tell you that if you don't at least have a GED, many of them don't, no one that's hiring is going to look at you. They really aren't.
Yeah, this is true.
So if nothing else, stay in school and learn to read, write, and do that arithmetic. Those 3 R's, I think it was once called back in my day. But it's just so important.
Right. Well, I'm gonna put this on the books.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna say is that if you need a chaperone, okay.
Great. Come on and join
volunteer.
Us. All right.
All you got to do is feed me.
Okay. We're going to feed you, too.
All right. All you got to do is feed me.
We're going to feed you.
I'll volunteer.
Absolutely.
I'll take a day, go on the trip with you guys.
Good.
And, you know, just, you know, make that day a wonderful experience.
Good.
For
You're signed up already.
Yeah.
You're right there. Thank you.
All right. So, once again, you know, we're going to basically finalize the show. But if you have a website or any other information that you would like to leave with our viewers before we know, exit?
Yes, I would. Again, it's Reginald Bush, and we're at 70 Ferris Avenue here in our great city of White Plains, 914-428-7030. And the website is www.westcop.org, and if you click on local community action programs and then go to the White Plains button, you will see what we're doing and upcoming events.
Wonderful. Once again, I'd like to thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we'll have you again.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Thank you.
And
thank
to
you.
our viewers out there, thank you for watching another edition of College Block. Peace.